Hello and welcome back to Star Citizen. My name is evenleasesc, and today on 10 Minutes More or Less Ship Review, right behind me, the Drake Corsair. Quite a few changes have happened to this ship, so let's go ahead and take a look. Alright, welcome back to another review of the Drake Corsair, a ship that's been through the ringer as of late. So we're going to take a look at all the stats and what's kind of changed here with the ship and how it operates. Before we do that, I just want to let you know we are coming up here soon on the end of the giveaway for the Terrapin with the Halloween paint for this month. So make sure if you haven't entered already, go ahead and go to that video down below, take a look, and also make sure you just subscribe to the channel, because when you do that, you'll be notified when there's more giveaways, which more coming soon with the 10,000 subscriber count about to be hit. Thank you, everybody. You all are truly amazing, as well as future giveaways coming for other events. So make sure you subscribe. You all are awesome. Now let's move on to the review here. This ship, if you were to buy it on the Pledge Store, it is $250. Or if you buy it in game in the city of Lorville, it is $6,552,000 aUEC. Now, taking a look at this behemoth here on screen, it's Drake. It's a beautiful looking ship. It's not, the same on both sides, right? You got a different wing setup, and they do fold out all weird and everything, and it's just really cool. And this thing has a ton of weapons on it, but as of recently, those weapons have changed dramatically on how they operate. Prior, you could operate all those forward-facing guns in the pilot's seat, giving you 4 size 5 weapons, as well as the weapons on the wing, which are size 4 M6A laser cannons. But now you can only operate the top 2 size 5 guns, which are M7A laser cannons, and the 2 size 4 M6A laser cannons on the wings, giving you a total DPS of 3,088. Now, that's not too terrible, given the fact you did lose 2 of those size 5 guns to the co-pilot. Prior, when 3.23 originally launched, you had control of all those weapons, and you had 3,518 DPS. So they've definitely upped the amount of damage that, the weapons do, but you still lose some DPS, and you lose a lot of forward-facing firepower as a solo pilot. But I think that's probably the reason why they did that, as they're trying to cut away from, soloing a ship this size and having that much firepower. But let's go ahead and continue on. That means the turret actually has, or the turrets altogether, all those guns controlled by other seats, has a total DPS of 2,901. Now that's due to the 2 size 5 M7A laser cannons and the 6 size 2 CF227 Badgers, which are on 3 separate turrets. You got a remote turret on the top, and then on each side you have a man turret. Now, there's a bit of a problem with this new design layout they did with that, because currently the co-pilot either can control one or the other. Prior, that seat was supposed to control the top remote turret. Now you have to choose whether you want to control that forward-facing gun that, as you can see on screen, has a very limited fire arc. You can move this gun with its gimbal, but it's very limited within this kind of square window in front of you, and that is it. That is really, truly it, and that is super sad. So you got to make sure that you and your pilot are in coordination with each other when you're moving about. Now, it's either that or you hop into the remote turret on the top of the ship and defend it from there. So you have to choose between the two, and I don't know if that's really the design choice that they want to go with. So we'll see if they change that in the future, or if they're going to add another seat, or if they're going to change, maybe they'll link them together or something. But as of right now, it doesn't work out too well. That remote turret on the top feels somewhat useless. Now, past that, you do have 8 size 3 Arrestor 3 missiles on the bigger wing outside on the ship, which is pretty good. I mean, it's a good amount of missile damage, so I appreciate that. Now, here is another big change with this ship. You have 48,800 shield HP. Prior, that was 100,000 shield HP. So your shield strength has dropped dramatically, more than half. And that's kind of terrible. It's like, you already hit my firepower, now you're hitting my shields. You're crying right now, right? I know I am. But then after that, you still retain your ship HP. You still have 91,000, so no touch there. Thank goodness. So, this ship got brought through the ringer, and that's really too bad. I'm not sure. From what I understand, they just, said it was outperforming what it should be doing, especially given the class of ship that it is, which, in their eyes, it's an exploration ship. And a lot of other people's eyes, it was an exploration ship of, people's cargo holds, so it was doing exactly what they felt it was doing. But I totally understand that you're not supposed to solo this many weapons. It still sucks, but you still have a lot of DPS for a ship in this size as a pilot, so I can appreciate that. Now, moving past that, this thing does hold 72 SCU of cargo in the cargo hold, which is fantastic. It's a pretty good amount of cargo, as well as some vehicles. You can hold a rock, you can hold, some sizable vehicles back here, which is pretty nice. I do appreciate that. But you do have to choose between a vehicle and cargo. That's kind of the difference with this ship and some other ships. Now, it is not an elevator, it's just a ramp, so that makes it a little bit easier. There's no worries of an elevator having issues, and outside of that, it's, pretty nice. Now, looking at some other things here, this ship has a top SCM speed of 200 with a 400 forward boost and a 205 backwards boost with a 1000 nav speed. So, she's not the fastest in the world, but she's a big boat. Also, her pitch, yaw, roll, they're terrible. 30, 30, 60. She maneuvers like a whale, and that's to be had because of, the size of this ship. She is very massy. She's pretty huge. So she flies like that as well. Now, what can you say? Past that, what else do you got to talk about? Well, a little bit of the hydrogen fuel and the quantum fuel. You sit at 116 SCU of hydrogen, so it's a really good amount, and they sit at 6 SCU of QT, or quantum fuel, which is really nice. I really appreciate that. I mean, it can go the distance. It's an exploration ship after all, so at least you can still do that. Now, moving into the back of the ship here, I don't know if I'm having maybe a shader issue. I'll have to go check after this, but as of right now, it seems like some ships with 3.2, 4.2 have had some graphical issues. Like, as of this moment, I can't seem to get any of the lights on in this ship, and I cycled power and multiple other things, but not to be afraid. I will use a flashlight when needed. Let's go ahead and take a look at the cargo hold here. You do have a lot of your components, which, size 3 ones you cannot remove, but you can repair, so that's kind of nice. Do not look at my current water status, because I am about to fall over dead. And then you got a lot more components on the side over here, as well as a nice little fuse box right here. So you have one fuse box here. We'll go ahead and make our way through the door. A nice little fire extinguisher placed right at the door. Nicely, too, and not just randomly on a wall, so that's nice. And then you have another fuse box straight ahead, as well as your engineering terminal. So, pretty decent spot. It's right through the door. I kind of like that. This room looks like if it catches fire, it's going to be pretty hard to get around, but that's all right. You just use your fire extinguisher. Now you have more size 3 components all over the place, some big components. I can see why they don't want you removing them, because good luck, you would never be able to fit them out of here. Now moving through here, you do have a entry point. This goes to the airlock out here out the side. If you were to go ahead and open this up, as you can see, I don't want to close that, open that, and there you go. You can go ahead and dock with the station or another ship once that feature is available for this boat. Right here you do have weapons rack, allowing you to carry up to 6 weapons there, as well as a multitude of handguns. And you got a bunch of, lockers for your gear as well, once we're able to do that. Now behind you, you have more weapon lockers, but these are for the bigger ones, like rail guns and stuff. So grab one, rip it out the front door, and fire away, right? Or side door, not front door, but you know what I mean. Now let's go ahead and close this really quick, and we'll make our way through the middle of the ship. Right here is the nice little area for the crew. You have a kitchen with a nice seating area, and it's a really nice looking area. You can't really complain about it. It has everything you need for a crew. You can sit down, enjoy, watch some TV, whatever you need to do, as well as use the restroom right where everybody's eating. So, not going to walk in here. It's a death trap. I don't appreciate that. And, they're just going to add to that sooner or later, as well as the shower head that leaks, and toilet, faucet, everything you need to wash your hands and take care of business, right? So that's good there. Moving on, you have 3 doors here on the left side, and this is all for your crew. So your co-pilot, your gunners, they can all find a place to sleep in privacy with storage lockers to boot, as well as storage beneath the bed as well. If you press F here, this is where you're going to go ahead and be able to access the internal storage of the ship. So make sure you realize that if you have things you want to store away, you can definitely do that underneath each one of these beds. And then right here, you do have an elevator that also leads to the exterior of the ship, either going down or going up onto the top of the ship. It's a really neat feature, and I do like how the handles are physical. That's really nice. So in total, you have 3 access points to this ship, something Crusader doesn't know how to do. Now, moving along to the right and to the left, you have a manned gunner seat for each side of the ship. As you saw before, they do have 2 manned turrets. Moving forward, you do have a fire extinguisher here, as well as another fuse box here. So all in total, only 3 fuse boxes, which is pretty nice compared to the Mercury Star Runner running 5 fuse boxes with 2 of them underneath in that little gimmicky compartment. And I know a lot of people, oh, I just took a fuse, didn't I? I hit the wrong button. But a lot of people like that compartment. I just don't really find the use of it. It's kind of annoying. And then right here, you do have the captain's quarters where the pilot will be sleeping and taking care of business here. It's pretty nice. I like that. Can't turn the lights on for some reason. Really bugging me. And of course, you got your pilot seat and your co-pilot seat. The co-pilot controlling 2 of the front guns, as well as the top, remote turret, as I previously stated. And prior, this cockpit used to have a working MFD on the ground, but no more. Let's get into the pilot seat and watch how my guy drags himself into the bar here. All right, perfect. And as you can see, it has a really nice layout of MFDs. It looks great with a nice little fan on the left and all your controls right in front of you. Now, this ship does have VTOL thrusters, so that's really nice. All you gotta do is press K, and to open or close the wings on the ship, all you gotta do is press left Alt K, and that'll take care of that. Now, what is my score on this ship, especially with the changes? Honestly, after everything, this ship is still an 8 out of 10 for me. It probably had a better score than that, but honestly, the wonky gun control with the co-pilot really takes a point off for me, as well as that shield change. This is a really big ship and it has a really big purpose, so removing some of that shield strength is a really big bummer. So let me know what you think of the Corsair down in the comments below. What do you think of the current changes to the ship, and how would you go about fixing it? Would you make that front gun for the co-pilot move and rotate 360 degrees? Would you maybe put that control back into the pilot's hands and just downsize the front guns? What would you do? What do you think of this ship? Thank you guys for watching. You all are truly amazing. And thank you to the channel members. Again, you all are awesome. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.